Hey there, if you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm a six-figure reseller on Poshmark and eBay, and today I'll be showing you some tools that I use within my reselling business that help me stay efficient in my processes I've created for selling all this clothes that I have here. I've made a video before about tools that you should have if you're just starting your business, so the tools that are pretty necessary and everyone to really look into having if you are starting a reselling business. However, the things I'm going to go over today are not 100% necessary. However, if you are looking to grow your business and be more efficient in the processes you've created for yourself, then some of these things are really helpful to look into in order to help you do so. So I'm in my office right now and I'll be taking you on a little tour around each of the other rooms I have here, showing you those different tools and what I use them for. So I'm starting off in this room here, which is where I store all my inventory away and also where I do shipping. So all these tools are gonna be related to that. We're starting off with probably my favorite of this video, and it is this wire laundry bin. So the purpose of this, other than just being able to hold all my items when they're ready to be stored, which I do on this table, but its main purpose and why I really needed it is because, as you can see, I don't photograph in here. It's in a different room out that door down a hall. So this helps me transport it from room to room. So if you are doing everything in one room, it's not completely necessary. However, it could be recommended even if you don't need the wheels, or if you can find something that doesn't need to be wheeled around. It can be used for holding all of your clothes versus having it in a smaller bin, in order to kind of organize it in a way of saying, hey, this stuff here is ready to be stored. So even if I do have a worker come in, then they know that everything here needs to be put away. So it's almost kind of like a trigger point to show people where it should go next. It is pretty pricey, so I will say that I will put a picture of it where I got it off Amazon here. It's not Prime, so it does take a little bit longer to come in. You do have to get it from a different third-party seller, but again, I would totally buy this again if I ever restarted a reselling business. The second thing that is very similar that I need for transporting items around my office is this wire grocery bin. So that's what this is called here. It's actually not that expensive at all, and you can use this for other different things other than just having an office. You can use it when you go sourcing. If you live in New York and walking around the city to source, this can be a great way to hold all of your stuff in here. However, what I use it for is, as you can see, I have all of my storage bins here and I need to bring them over there. So instead of having to carry a bunch of items one at a time over there, I just throw everything in here and then bring it over. So I'll just look through and see what number they're on and when I'm grabbing shipping, and I'll just walk down like I'm almost grocery shopping and pick up everything that I need in order to bring it over to do shipping. So this is the one that I have from Amazon. You can purchase it here. This one is not that expensive. These next two items are for shipping purposes, and so another tool that I love to have are these shoe dust bags. They're just generic, cheap ones, nothing fancy, but I do like to use these if I do sell any shoes. I'll use my discretion, but like over $250, or if there are any designer shoes, just so it's a little bit nicer presentation, I'll go ahead and put them in these. And so I only really get like 10 at a time. I have these black ones, which I got first, but I also most recently bought these canvas ones. I think these are a little bit cheaper, but I still have some of the black ones from my first order. So if you're just using them sparingly, then they do last a long time. I would love to be able to use these for every single shoe sale that I have. However, they do get expensive. So these are just really helpful in order to be efficient, just because it's so much easier to throw the shoes in the bag and then put a little bit of what I'll talk about next on top of it, and then it's so much quicker to go out versus like lining the whole entire box or covering the shoes with tissue paper and then putting it out that way. That just takes so much time. So if you do have nicer shoes that you ship out, then you can go ahead and order these. I wouldn't really recommend them to everyone, but talking about them here because I do like using them. And then the next thing that is actually pretty important, and it is these pillow airbags. And so I'll put these in if I'm putting shoes in like a medium flat rate box, and there's a lot of extra room at the top, usually about 80% of the time. And so I'll just fill them up with these cheap pillow airbags, which is what they're called. You can get them off Amazon. They'll come in 2 really big barrels. I think they're around like $20, $25. So they're actually really cheap, but these are super great for shipping in order to make sure that things don't fly around everywhere. The next item, which I love for organizational purposes, are these little rack dividers, and you can just label them however you want on the top here. And then I have them labeled on all of the different racks that I have. And these are really great for efficiency, just because being more organized does help you be more efficient, for you to be able to know where everything is, what it means with where it's supposed to be, you know, what means what on what place on the rack. I have everything divided out that way by these, and I'll show you those around each of the room. So I used to have this side as being ready to photograph and this side ready to store. However, I've divided both these up now, where this side, as you can see, is for hanging photos. So all those need to be taken against the white wall there. And then on this side, everything there is stuff that is going to be modeled. And then once it's done on that side of the rack, as soon as it's been photographed, I'll move it to behind these little sections here, where it means it's ready to be stored. Things really shouldn't hang out in those sections too much, because it should go in that wire bin that I showed you before. But this is how I use those little dividers in this room here. I also have them in here, which is my initial processing room. So I put the ones here that are just sourced. So I essentially try to hang everything up as soon as I get it. And then after it's been checked, I put it under this, which means everything back here is ready to be measured. And then for any online purchases, if anything needs to be returned, I also throw things back here that need to be cleaned. I'll go ahead and put them behind that tab right there. The last thing I want to talk about is this standing desk. It's adjustable, and I got it off Amazon as well. It keeps me being more efficient because it allows me to stand right next to my items when I'm measuring them and just putting them into my inventory. So all I have to do is put my computer right there, and I can just go back and forth versus having to use like this thing here and just go all the way back and forth. It moves, so as I move down the rack, it just comes with me. So I really like using this here, and I would highly recommend it no matter what kind of space you're in. You most likely have a tall rack, so this can be super helpful for you and helps make sure that you're not like hurting your back or anything like that, and also gives you some standing points in for your day. So I hope this video helped you out. If you're interested in purchasing any of these items, they can all be purchased on Amazon. I'll put the links to all of them below in this description here. They will be through my Amazon storefront, so any link that you go through and purchase through, I will get a really, really small amount of commission for that purchase. It doesn't change your purchase at all for that, but just a disclaimer there. I'd really appreciate it if you do decide to purchase through those links below. But if this video was helpful overall, I'd also appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to my channel and put on those notification buttons, because I put out videos just like this one to help your reselling business every single Wednesday. So hope to see you guys next week. Bye.